Hello and welcome to Bloodsport MMA.
Salam alaikum to everyone.
And welcome to the first episode of MMA Education. Today's topic is the Rashguard. Why are they not only so cool looking, but also so good and beneficial for you in training, and the reason why everyone that grapples with gi, without the gi, wears them in training? Find it out in this video. Rashguards are something that you see in every MMA and grappling gym. In my opinion, there's no other go-to to wear than a Rashguard. I don't see any reason why not to wear a Rashguard in training. And to get to the point immediately, what kind of explains the best reason to wear a Rashguard is the name of itself. Rashguard. It guards you from rashes, protects you from rashes. What are rashes? For those of you who are not perfectly, like me, fluent in English.
English, change your language.
Rashes are bad things happening to your skin. Skin infections, like when you have red dots, whatever on your skin, these are all rashes, right? So when you wear a rash guard, short or long is always better, definitely, because more protection. I just like them, the short ones, they just feel good, I don't know why. But the Rashguard will protect you from that to a certain degree, because it is not like cotton where the sweat of your opponent or training partner comes through immediately. It absorbs the sweat from the other guy and keeps your sweat inside. So it's a very good protection from that.
Protect yourself at all times.
And also from mat burns and stuff, because the mat, if you ever had a mat burn, normally happens on your foot when you shoot a double leg and don't use your foot perfectly. But it can happen all the time in BJJ, grappling, wrestling, that you get mat burned. A burn from the mat, pretty simple. But with a rash guard, it protects you perfectly. It's a thick material that no matter what you do, it might get a little bit damaged, but your skin will not get any burns, trust me. So it protects you from rashes. And especially in MMA gyms, grappling gyms, staph infection is a big thing, unfortunately. It's nothing to joke with, honestly. People can die from staph infection. Of course, luckily that doesn't happen normally. But you saw with Dustin Poirier lately, it is no joke. It can seriously harm you. And it's like that you get it if someone else has it in the gym. But if you wear a rash guard, if you wear long protection, if you also wear these long rash guard leggings, however you want to call them, you can protect yourself from it to a certain degree, because staph infections are caused normally by the sweat of the guy that has a staph infection that comes in touch with your skin, sweat. If he sweats on the ground and you train, if you ever been to a grappling gym, the grounds are sometimes very wet and slippery from all the sweat. If you don't train in this sweat with arms free and touch it, whatever, the chances that you get staph infections are definitely there. So long rash guards protect you perfectly from it. But also if you wear a gi, I mean, of course you don't have to wear a rash guard if you wear a gi, but it certainly helps with rashes and stuff. Because if your skin is very sensitive, the gi is very rough. Right? The fabric of the gi is rough. If it comes directly to your skin, with all the different movements that you have with it while training Jiu-Jitsu, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it can cause rashes on your skin. It can cause skin infections. As I said, normally if you don't have sensitive skin, it should not really happen, but also depends on how your training is, whatever. But it will definitely protect you. It's always better protection than sorry. Better wear protection than afterwards have to go to the doctor with a skin infection, right? So, and that's not the only benefit of Rashguard, that it protects you from skin infections. It also helps you, studies have shown that it can help to prevent injuries, minor injuries. We have to be very clear here. It's not, if you get armbarred, your arm will snap. Doesn't matter if you wear a rash guard or not, right? But with a rash guard, the compression of the rash guard, because it's so tight, it can help your muscles, especially for muscle injuries, muscles and these parts of your body, to remain tight and not get torn. It's beneficial in that side. But also, if you have already a minor injury, I would advise you not to train. But if you still train with your small injury or whatever injury it is, especially, as I said, if it's a muscle injury, it can help to reduce the risk of the injury getting worse while you train, because your muscle is always tightened. It can't do weird movements that it shouldn't do, because it's always like protected kind of. But of course, as I said, it's not a magic formula to not get injured. But if it can help, why not? And talking about injuries, what's also important with a rash guard, in my opinion, why everybody should wear a rash guard, I feel like if I would have a BJJ gym and there would be a no-gi session, I think I would tell everyone that they have to wear a rash guard, because rash guards are very tight, right? I know some people might don't like this, that they are so tight, but they are very tight. That has a specific reason. Not only to help your muscles and everything, as I just mentioned, to help the sweat inside, that helps a lot with the infection part, but also here they don't have it on the arms. Sometimes they have it on the arms, and especially with the long sleeve, also in the arms. But always at the belly, the rubber, so you can't probably not perfectly see it, but there's always like a rubber inside here that keeps it very tight. What's the reason for that? If you roll around with a cotton t-shirt, for example, it gets loose very fast, first of all, even though if it's not a loose t-shirt at the beginning, if you start to train with a cotton t-shirt that is a normal fit or even a kind of a skinnier fit, during training, when you sweat, when you roll, move around, it will get wider. And the problem is, if I roll with you and you have a t-shirt like that, it's easy for my hand to unfortunately accidentally go underneath your t-shirt, right? Go underneath your t-shirt somehow, can cause injuries. It's not really cool to roll like that if I can never really do a move without getting my hands inside your t-shirt, and sometimes you can't even get out. I also had that once, that you can barely get your arm out, and it's kind of it's just weird, just unfortunate. It's just not that fun to roll then. And also with soccer t-shirts, they are much better than cotton t-shirts, like soccer t-shirts, functional wear, but they're still not as tight as a rash guard. With a rash guard with this rubber, also it will not move. If everything goes perfect, it will stay where it is. So you won't have your rash guard up here, like with your belly free. And I can barely get under. Like if you ever get under a rash guard somehow, you have to try it. So it makes the rolling much better. And last but not least, they look amazing. They are so cool looking, in my opinion. There are so many different styles of rash guards. They look cool, they feel good. It's just, I feel much better training in a rash guard, even if it's striking. I normally don't strike in rash guards, but if you wear compression wear that is tight and you strike, because all your muscles are so tightened up, everything feels more controlled, kind of. I don't know if you know this feeling, but for me, rash guards are the best thing that you can wear. I love rash guards. So many cool designs from so many cool brands. This, for example, is from Tatami. Great quality. The only thing that I believe is you should, that's my personal opinion, a rash guard, you should not keep it for longer than, let's say, 3 years or something. Depends on how heavy you use it. Because this fabric, that's my personal opinion, starts to stink more and more and more and more the longer you have it. I personally feel like after like 3 years or something, it's hard to get the smell out of them by washing them. If you have a kind of magic washing perfume that you use that makes it, hey, perfect for you. But I just feel like a rash guard is something every like 2-3 years, depends on how heavy you use it, you should maybe put it away, grab a new one, you know what I mean? Like keep it in a constant exchange. That's my personal opinion. if you can afford it, of course, because they're not cheap. They're not expensive, but they're also not cheap. But I think that's the best way you can go. So write your opinion in the comments, guys. Was this educational? I hope, because it was very technical with the medicine stuff, I hope it was not too confusing with my bad English. I hope you could learn something today. Write in the comments, do you like Rashguards? What is your favorite Rashguard brand? Write it in the comments, guys. Like this video, and most importantly, to not get injured, eat your vegetables, guys. Bye-bye, until next time. Bloodsport out.
Eat your vegetables.